Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It's not too bright and freaking early. It's about 9 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I know I say this all the time, but I was not planning on making this video. Okay, let me just get down to the background here. I was going about my usual business here, working out and getting ready to go to the beach again today. And let's be honest, views go up and views go down. And I don't know if it's because I went out of my niche, doing the haunted video or the recovery videos or the political videos, but my views have dipped a little lately. And I love this channel and I believe in it 100%. So I'm always thinking, what's a good segment to join everybody together? A good, maybe another feature. Because I'm always going to keep the politics in there. That's one of my favorite things, talking points to talk with other people about. So that's always going to be the same. I'm not going to take away that. And I'm always going to talk about recovery. But I was trying to think of maybe just something short, some short videos, maybe, 3 to 5 minutes, where something that everybody could relate to. Okay, so something to get my views up. So I was out on my walk today, and there was something that I won't get into it yet, but there was something that really annoyed me. And I started to think about this a little more. There's always people in everyday life that do things like, say, cut in line or cut you off in traffic, follow you too closely. People that just have incredibly loud cars and trucks. People that probably think they come across as macho if they're guys, or come across as pretty and self-confident if they're women, or come across as an alpha male. They perceive themselves in one manner, but to the rest of us, to the majority of people, they come across as jackasses. They're annoying. Like I said, somebody that follows you too closely, people that cut you up, stuff like that. And something happened to me this morning, and I'm going to use that for an example. So I started thinking about this. I was like, wow, that'd be a good segment. And what could I call it? Maybe I could call it Jackass Intervention. People that are being jackasses. And I want to, it's not about calling people out and being rude, but so throwing some humor in there. And then I even thought about things that I know that I'm doing that don't come across good. And this stuff that I know I should stop doing. I put too many selfies on social media. I know I do that, and I know it probably doesn't come across how I think it does. We'll get into that in a future one if this whole thing floats. So I was thinking of calling it Jackass Intervention or reality check. Like a reality check, a gentle kind of reality check to people that are doing something that they think they're coming across one way. They think they might be coming across as bold, or their free speech, or their whatever, and they're really coming across, they're coming across as jackasses to the rest of us. And this is kind of like an intervention. And I thought about the first part of the video is where I could empathize with them. I could picture, like, this is probably how you see yourself. This is probably how you want to come across. And the second part is, well, this is how probably the majority of people actually see you. And there's going to be a difference there. And it's up to you. You want to keep acting like a jackass? Go ahead. Okay, so let me just try an example here. This morning, I was out walking, and this happens every day. And the thing about this too is, I know everybody could relate to this. There's always people out there that just annoy you, and we all do things ourselves. And I thought too that in the comments, it would be great for in the comments for interaction, because people could throw other ideas in there, stuff that annoys them. Everybody's got plenty of stuff that annoys them, so there could be a lot of comments, a lot of interaction in the comments, and I thought it'd be a good idea. Okay, so back to this morning. I'm out walking, and a car goes by, and this is usually probably younger people. It reminds me of the Fast and Furious. Now, this is before my, I'm an old fart, but these Mazdas, Toyotas, that have these incredibly loud mufflers on them, and you hear them at night or in the morning hitting the gears. You hear them from blocks away, just making this screaming. Us older guys call them rice rockets, or rice engine, rice burners. Rice burners usually refers to a motorcycle, and I was going to include motorcycles in this too, but motorcycles, a lot of Harleys and stuff, tend to use the loud noise they make so they're seen for safety. So I'm not going to include them in this, but this is about the loud trucks, the loud cars, those diesel trucks. I've talked about them before, that stomp on the gas and go ripping around town and making all this loud racket. And the cars that hit the gears, and you hear these little engines screaming and screeching from blocks away. And that's what I heard this morning, and I started thinking about this. It was like, well, how does this person, because obviously they spend a lot of money on the car, on the part what they think are probably performance parts and all this other stuff, and they probably don't perceive themselves. They must not. If they really knew how they came across to the rest of us, they probably wouldn't do it. So I started thinking about this Jackass Intervention, this reality check. So I tried to think, well, how do these guys or girls that are driving these loud, screeching vehicles, or the trucks with those incredibly loud, blowing the smoke everywhere? This happens to me a lot, and I think it's a macho thing. I think a lot of guys in these big jacked up trucks with the diesel and all that, they go by me, and they see that I'm kind of in good shape and stuff, and they slam on the gas to make some kind of like an alpha statement. Like, you ain't all that, look at me and my, seriously, this happens every day. And that's how I see it. So I was thinking, how do these people perceive themselves? And they're probably younger guys, because I used to do this. I had a 73 Formula Firebird that had glass packs on it. So I was a jackass. So how do they perceive themselves? They probably think in their mind that other people look at this as a high performance car. Maybe they picture themselves similar to something like the Fast and the Furious or some of those other movies. They probably think that they worked hard, they put a lot of money into this car, they're very proud of it, and it's kind of like an alpha statement. They probably picture themselves like a loud lion's roar. Don't mess with me, I have a performance car, I'm a precision driver, and and it's a call out or a warning to everybody else on the road. That's probably how they perceive themselves, and they probably, I imagine, it must, women. If it's guys driving, they probably think that it attracts the women. I can't. I'll get into that in a second. Okay, so that's how they perceive themselves. Now here's where the intervention comes in. The rest of us. The majority of people, young or old, when we hear this, say we're in the car, listen to the radio or anything, and you hear that loud noise coming from blocks away, it doesn't, the Fast and the Furious doesn't pop up into my mind. It's more like fingernails on a freaking chalkboard. For me, at least, my adrenaline, it's just an annoying, like a rush of adrenaline. And you hear that loud sound coming, banging the gears from miles away. It's even worse if you're with other people and you're having a conversation. So you're in a car with 2 or 3 people, and one of these people that are driving their loud cars or trucks comes by, thinking that they're perceived as having this high-performance vehicle and the lion's roar and all that. But to the rest of us, say we're trying to have a conversation in the car. The conversation has to stop. We're in the middle of talking about something we perceive as important. And we can't hear each other, and we have to stop. And say there's 3 of us in the car, we all turn and we have to wait and watch and see who is this jackass, this needy person that has to have attention. Now that's another thing. They probably don't realize this, but the rest of the world probably looks at them as being needy, as in need of attention. They say that any publicity is good publicity. But I don't think that's the same when you're talking about attention, getting attention like this. Usually when you try to get attention like this, it doesn't come across in a good way. It comes across as needy or annoying. So like I say, for the people that are sitting in restaurants, the people that are watching TV in their homes, they get this rush of adrenaline. They have to stop what they're doing. They're distracted, and they immediately look to see what does this jackass, who is doing this? What kind of person does this? What does this person look like? And they have to stop and see who it is, and let this noise subside before they can go back to their conversations or listening to their music. So in reality, if you have these loud cars, loud trucks that you think come across as alpha or performance vehicles, because you work hard and you got a fast car, and it should be a statement. It's a statement to all the other drivers to stay out of your way, because you're a good driver and you got an expensive car with performance parts, and you want everybody to know that. It's the lion's roar. But that's not the reality of it. The reality of it is that you come across as rather needy, kind of like one of those like 4-year-old kids that keeps going, Mom, look at this, look what I can do. Hey Mom, hey Mom, hey Mom, hey Mom, look at me, look at me. You kind of come across as that, as needy and insecure. That's how the rest of us see it. So this is a jackass intervention. Now you can keep doing what you're doing, and and that's that. But the rest of us, the majority of the world, I'm willing to bet, doesn't see you how you think they see you. Okay, so this is the first edition of Jackass Intervention, or Reality Check. And I'm going to feature myself, because I know I do things that are jackass-ish. So I'm going to feature myself in future episodes. Let me know what gets on your nerves, people that you think are jackasses that need an intervention. You guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good Sunday.